this out. My live stream, a little live video. I told y'all on Instagram, if you follow me over there, I was counting down to this live stream. I made everyone aware of it happening yesterday. I don't know where my headphone case is, and these are the types of things that I can only do live, and I cannot kind of different things, show you around my little turtle room here because I'm going to Florida for 2, 3 days. So I just want to show you guys everything that I have going on in my turtle room. And honestly, I was going to do an unboxing video today. Today was supposed to be an unboxing video. And the unboxing turned into the most ungodly difficult rescue of my entire life that's going to take well over a year for this animal to heal if it survives. So with that being said, I picked up that turtle the day before yesterday, and so it has been a big stress producer. Like I'm happy to try to help it out, but I just had no idea what I was getting into. I didn't. I planned on getting like a normal, healthy, little male concentric, not an animal. We'll go over it and I'll make that a full video next week. I have some other fun projects going on, but it just became a lot, and so I didn't want to. I wanted to go live, talk to you guys, say hello, interact with y'all, and also that way I can get a video without having to edit because I really just didn't have the headspace to do it. Leaving tonight on a trip, having to prepare all the turtles and whatnot, I wanted yesterday to really make sure that I could get everything done. Today, make sure I can get everything done without having to worry about editing and putting together. I don't want to put together a video unless I'm happy with it and content with it. Oh, and you guys might actually be hooked up to my. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Hold up. Hold up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So long as everyone can hear me, we will be in good shape. I think that I might have to disconnect my headphones. Here we go. That way, I can whatchamacallit. That way y'all can hear me. Give me 2 shakes. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. Put the headphones away. Okay. Put this away. Bluetooth's on, but it's not hooked up. You can hear me. Thank you so much, White Shadow. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and start showing things off. Anyway, that's basically the deal. The craziest rescue I've ever had in my entire life. And oh, it gets better. It gets better. I had to take Urkel to the vet to have a tumor removed. He had this weird abscess thing going on. I got it removed. The vet cultured it and everything. I did the whole 9 yards for him. And she was like, yeah, it turns out it was sterile, so it didn't even need to be removed. The thing was not imposing a problem at all, but whatever. It's too late for that after they did the surgery. So that was $1,000 at the vet, and now I have this other rescue case, and I have a shell rock case that I'm dealing with. So I've turned into a rescue, I guess. So like I said, kind of exhausted, but it's all good stuff, and I just need a little bit of time to space things out and make videos, full-on videos explaining every situation that's going on and whatnot, so y'all can see, so it's entertaining. I don't want to upload something half-butted, you know? So, anyways, that's why I wanted to come on here today for y'all. So we're going to do like this. In class. Okay, hi Kevin. No worries. I used to watch all kinds of stuff in class as well, so don't even worry about it. So basically, I'm going on vacation, like I mentioned, for just a couple of days to get away. After Louis, after now everything going on, I'm gonna get a couple days to, kind of relax a little bit. So look, oh my goodness, look at that. Little North American spotted turtle right there that I need a name for. Please consider leaving a comment on what the heck I should name that cute little booger. I need to, how do we zoom out? I need to get some food. And essentially what I'm doing before I go on vacation is what pellets. I'm more than happy to answer questions as well. You guys please go ahead and stick them in here. And I don't know, we'll just show off the turtles, explain what I'm doing before I go on vacation, how I take care of the turtles. I'm leaving for 2 full days, and I'll be back on the 3rd day that night. So here you go, little friend. Cade, what pellets do I feed? I feed Missouri, or excuse me, this is Zoo Med hatchling formula for anyone less than 3 inches, and any that are 2 to 3 inches and larger, I use my own mix of food that I just recently dusted with calcium And that mixture is right over here. It's Missouri, it's hickory, it's dried shrimp, it's dried mealworms, it's... What else do I have in here? Krill treats as well. Some of my favorite stuff. From Dublin, Ireland. Very cool. Cool. Hello, John. So, there's little... Not little Jelly. Little Jelly's huge now. Jelly's outside. Peanut is in the tank right over there. Mabel's right down there. She's eating. So, essentially what I'm doing is I'm going ahead, feeding the heck out of everyone. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a water change on everyone. Everyone's enclosures are getting water changes. Thankfully, I just cleaned out a lot of their filters. So, for the little matte white ornate terrapin, I just cleaned out the filter. I just cleaned out the water dish a couple of days ago for Mabel, my redfoot tortoise, my cherry head tortoise. She's doing great. I gave her some soaked Missouri tortoise chow. She freaking loved that. The baby guppies are doing great. Look at them. Look at them swimming around. They're doing great with the adults. And for some reason, there's only that one batch of babies that they've had. So all of the girls are fat and pregnant now, though. All of them. They're huge. So that's not gonna, you know, what am I gonna say? Well, they're gonna have babies at some point. And they've only ever had one batch in here, and so that's going to change soon. Oh, one of the babies is dark, though. Look, what the heck? There's one dark one. The plants are just some crypts and a pothos plant right up here. Louis was an old man, and Louis had to go to sleep because he had some breathing problems, coughing constantly all the time, and it got to the point where he was suffering. So I you know... Of course, I'm sad about it, and I miss him, but, like, how do I put it? I am very thankful for all the time that I got to spend with him, and I don't want to get too far into it because I'll get upset, but guppies, little baby guppies, too. And the 2 flipper babies from last year, I need to drain their water, and I need to do things a little differently. I'm going to go ahead and take these 2, take the filter, take the heater, put them in there after I do a water change on this entire enclosure. All I have in here is 1 ornate left. So, guys, you know what's really interesting? In a couple of days, that ornate, his mama, I am getting, whatchamacallit? I'm getting his mama. So, that's cool. So, I got 1 male and 4 female guppies. All it takes for guppies to breed is 1 male and 1 female. So, anyways, I'm getting the mama to some of the ornates that I had available on my Patreon. If you guys check the description, hopefully I at some point put the link to my Patreon if you want to support me in my endeavors, especially because I have vet bills that are not fun, and I did not plan on taking care of an ultra extreme special needs terrapin, but, you know, things happen. So, anyways, I'm getting the mama to that little one. So I have 1 ornate terrapin left to ship out. So I'm going to do a fat water change of this enclosure because I have no filter here. So you can see some garbage piles up. I'm going to change it all out. I change it like once every week or so, all of the water in here. Change the water in there. I'm going to take the filter from that second tub, put it in here, put the 2 flipper babies in here so that way they have more space and room to swim around and all kinds of fun stuff. And yeah, that's going to be fun. That is a plan for today. I wish that I could just cut to the part where I did that, but we're live. Miss Mabel will be ready to go outside fairly soon. There we go. Focus on her. She's just a cutie. She's the sweetest. She comes running over. I just gave her a little soak in her... she has a designated tub. I have a designated sort of plastic container for each sort of enclosure, turtle enclosure. If you have guppies, they should breed. If the water quality is good and they're eating, they should breed. You probably have all boys or all girls or something like that, but they breed. You can't actually stop them from breeding. They just Oh, they're like rabbits. I'd argue they're worse than rabbits. And one of them must have a different baby daddy because that baby is a little darker than all the rest. But we don't judge. We don't ask questions. We don't know what goes on in their little polyamorous relationship. We got the flipper babies looking great. I need to feed them a little bit. And we have these two looking lovely, lovely, lovely. Hopefully they'll get outside. Hi, Matt. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Kate is right. They're impossible to have them not breed. They also might be eating the babies. Very, very good point. Yeah, so we got some ornates up here. And, you know, one of the ornates I sent to a very, very good friend of mine. And then he sent back this turtle that now it is in very, very critical condition. So we'll see. I gotta get that fella taken care of. I'll have the video on that probably next week. I apologize, but it's just been really, really chaotic this week and a little bit of last. So I want to change some water in here. I want to change some water here, move some things around. Let's go ahead to the garage and I can give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek as to what the heck is going on. You see my hair's everywhere. We're kind of not a mess. No, I'm a mess. I'm 100% a mess. And while I'm at it, hey Grant, what's up, buddy? We're gonna show just a little teaser right there. That's all you guys get. Just a little teaser for some things that are coming. That's all gonna be happening next week, or so it should. And so, yeah, we're gonna give another little teaser on this little critical condition male terrapin. How's he looking? Yeah, he's holding on. He's still hanging on. So we'll have more on him and why he's... It looks normal. Looks totally normal. You have no idea what's going on underneath. And I don't even mean like literally physically underneath. I just mean in general. The good news is... Mr. Urkel, where are you at, buddy? Mr. Urkel is doing pretty darn well. He needs a little heat lamp. I expected it to be sunny today, and it's not, but he's looking pretty good. I gotta soak him in some fresh water later. He's gonna be ready to go back in the pond very soon. Butternut, Barrett's box turtle, doing nothing, as per usual. And all of these little dummies. Hi! These guys are just silly. These little terrapins. This little winter pond. Pig, stop! He does this all the time! He's the worst offender that I have of splashing. He used to do this when I lived in my dorm. All night, every night, at all hours of the evening. Splish, splash, 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 splash. He would literally make a mess. I would come back to like a small puddle sometimes. Just from him splashing. And that's when I decided that I don't like keeping terrapins in tubs. Well, I do. I like tubs. Well, I like ponds. I need to keep them in a pond. So that's when I built the pond and whatnot. And tubs are the next best thing, in my opinion. But I definitely prefer ponds. Guys, I will feed you shortly. Relax, kids. Relax. We have my Chinese box turtle over there that will go back outside soon. We have little Butternut who's doing very well. I mean, box turtles are easy. Keep it clean water. Maybe an inch or two of water. You know, for proper humidity. And that's it. I got some live plants. I got some fake plants. I got some cork bark. And I just gotta... Look. Little freaking Barrett's box turtle. Excuse me. I just had lunch. So I cannot cut out the part where I burp. Normally I do, but we're live. We're live. Hello, Mr. Urkel. So check him out. He used to have a huge spot growth on the right side of his head. Now he's pretty even. You can see that little lesion still from where they quite literally did surgery. They had to knock him out a little bit, which was interesting. And he's looking in good shape now. I'm very anxious to get him back in the pond. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Very anxious to get Mr. Urkel back in the pond. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be nice. Hopefully it's not too late this breeding season for him to be the papa to some eggs, to some babies, because he's one of my favorite looking terrapins that I own, to be honest. Which is why I was so excited to get this new one. I was so excited for it to be basically... So look at the head pattern, look at the patterns of Mr. Urkel. Then we're going to go over to this new fella. you know, pretty similar. Pretty similar. And so that's why I was so excited. But, ooh, we'll chat about him. We will chat about him in next week's video. For the patrons, I'll make a post tonight. I can do that. And I can make a little update video and show you guys what the heck's going on. But other than that, that video will probably be out next Friday-ish. So I'm going to be a little backlogged on videos. And how come some Diamondbacks have a dark shell and others have a light pattern? Phenotypic diversity. Basically, they just vary. It's just how they are. It's the species. It just comes with the species. I have siblings. I had Coco and Nilla, who are Nate Diamondback terrapins. One of them was dark, 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 near melanistic. The other was pure white. Pure white. It's just how they are. Of course, if you breed two light colors to each other, you're more likely to get that color or something more pronounced. But it's just phenotypic diversity, basically. Matt says he loves being a Patreon member. I love him. He's a great fella. So check out, we got this little fella who's left. I have my little Matt. When Charlie sends me animals, he tossed in a baby spotted turtle. Which I think is a little bit better than what you got. Which, as a joke, Matt ended up with a baby red ear slider, which was the funniest thing I have seen in a long freaking time. Because now Matt's stuck with a freaking baby red ear slider that he does not need nor want, and it's hilarious. Yes, little nuggets. Feeding chart for us on Diamondback terrapins. I can try. If I get a moment, I try to explain in the videos how I feed them, which is usually a huge variety of carnivorous heavy pellets. But, yeah, I mean, just live foods. I use guppies, feeder guppies, fiddler crabs, snails when I can get them, captive bred and not, with low risk of parasites, because there is a risk of parasites in freshwater snails especially. So if I have some cultured, some people do crickets. I do crickets every now and again. He's gonna get a sulcata from you. The only thing better than getting a surprise red ear slider baby is getting a surprise sulcata. I would rather a slider any day than a surprise sulcata. I would lose my marbles if I got a sulcata in the mail unexpected. That would be blasphemy. That would be madness. Guys, let me know if you have any questions. I do need to get this water changed. I was going to just prop up the camera and begin doing my water changes, but I don't think that I'll be able to effectively speak, effectively get my water change done, and effectively show off the critters. So I don't want to leave you guys in the corner while I'm doing stuff. So I would love to hear some Q&As. Not Q&As. I would love to hear some Q's so I can provide some A's. No, oh my god. Could you imagine I open a P.O. box and I get 30 baby red ear sliders and 10 sulcatas in the mail? I would lose my marbles. I don't even know what I would do. Of course, because the issue is that, so my friend Matt is too good a guy to just be oh, it's just a red ear slider, and dump it or whatever, which you should never do, or euthanize it, or whatever the case may be. He will now care for it, make sure it's eating, make sure it's doing well, and then he'll, probably find it a home or something, because I can only assume that he doesn't want to hold on to it. All right, questions. How long have I been into breeding turtles? I've been keeping turtles since I was 13. I have only successfully bred them 2 years ago. Was my first year, 2019, and they were surprise babies that popped out of the ground. Last year was my first year ever incubating eggs, which is kind of funny. But I know a heck of a lot about them. How long until you can put your babies out in the pool? Grant, I would wait until they're at least 5 or 6 inches. But they're almost there. I know which terrapins you're talking about. Grant has some incredible ornates. His are almost ready to go in the pool. He turned his pool into a pond, which I think is one of the coolest things ever. But I'm trying to show off these little boogers. Let's see. Good question. What's the best way to introduce new food? in her mid-30s, needs more vegetarian, but of course she's gonna, of course, want pellets and want shrimp because it's more tasty. You have to use tough love. Turtles can go months without eating, but you feed nothing but the veggies, and eventually she'll start eating the veggies. And once she starts, she won't stop. So, I am gonna go ahead and try to get myself set up for slight water change. What did Grant say? The greenhouse tub. Oh, Grant, greenhouse tub, they're ready. Greenhouse tub, they're 100% ready. Let's see if I could set this up a little bit, guys. Give me 2 shakes. We want to move the Taurus water that she probably pooped in. It's a little yellow, so she probably peed in it. Little Mabel, the love of my life. She's so sweet. And then also, when I do my work, guess what, guys? I have all of my heaters and my pumps, things that can't run dry. Like if I was to drain the water, they can't run dry. The heater will break and the filter will break. So ready? You hear all this? Hear all this noise? I have it all hooked up to one surge protector. Watch this. Silence. Everything off. So that way I can do all my water changes, change all the filters without worrying about heaters being on, without worrying about filters running dry. Let me see a couple more questions. Actually, I'll get to your questions in a minute. I just need to drink some water from these boogars. Actually, yeah, I want a little bit of your guys' water because this enclosure is I'm getting rid of. Hopefully, I think I'm getting rid of this one today. Doing some consolidation. You guys will see. Hopefully. Actually, you won't until probably a week or two, but just right now, it works out in my head. Trust me. Trust me. Alright, so let's get that. Alright. Good. Oh, nope. Come on. Stay on. And now I need your guys' water. I'm splashing. I'm making a mess. Okay. Okay, I got no choice but to stick this out. I can't look up at the... Okay. This is difficult. Don't try this at home, even though it's kind of funny. I'm going to change a good amount of water in here just because I need to before I go on vacation. Let's keep it going. A little bit more. A little bit more, come on. This doesn't sound or look appropriate, I'm sure, but I'm not peeing. It's water changes, guys. Get your brains out the gutter. Come on, people. It's ridiculous what you go through. Terrible. Alright, we're done. We're done. That's enough water. And I'm tired of sticking my arm up like that. Okay. Friends, let me show you things. Let me show you the world. Okay. Rotate device. Yeah, I am. You nut. Let me see what y'all have said. My apologies. I would like to scroll back and answer some questions. How many turtles do I have? A lot. Thank you, Liv. I appreciate it. How would I get a Diamondback Terrapin without spending $300? You are patient. You talk to good breeders who are not just looking to make a quick buck. I avoid websites whenever I can because usually they overcharge. And I'm definitely not a fan of them. A northern Diamondback Terrapin should be anywhere from $75 to $100, so that'll do it. 5 to 6 inches of shell, yes, Grant. How hard is breeding turtles and hatching them? Do not do it unless you love them. Do not do it unless you love them. I know plenty of people who breed turtles right now, and they don't love them, and they're only ever going to... well, first of all, they're not good people a lot of the times because they just want money, but it's not a good way to make money. It's not a good investment. You do it because you love it, not because you want to make a living doing it, in my opinion. That's why I don't want to rely on selling turtles, and that's why I try so hard on all of my social media platforms. That's why I try to get people onto my Patreon, because I refuse to rely on animals, on selling turtles for money, because I've seen so many good people just turn bad, turn sour, start dealing with shady people, start cutting corners, start, shipping out sick or injured animals or whatever. And I'm not saying any individuals, I've just seen it happen a lot of times. So personally, I refuse politely. That's why I try to make the YouTubes happen, so I can sustainably live off the YouTubes while working with my turtles and selling them so I can recuperate enough to expand and pay for energy costs and whatnot that go into them, but not really to profit. There, that was a mouthful and a half. My first turtle was a red ear slider. Yellow belly sliders rock. Yellow bellies, they're easy-ish to take care of. Matt is answering questions. Thank you so much. Oh, Matt's my buddy. He's a good guy. Most I've seen were so expensive. Yes, and people are having fun, just charging whatever prices they want for whatever turtles they want. There's a general standard. You know, ornates are fairly expensive, just out of rarity, out of desire for them. Concentrics are, they used to be less expensive because they were being poached. Now they're more expensive because people are money hungry and just want to charge more. Doesn't make sense to me, and I refuse to do the same. You know, it's astronomical. It's ridiculous. From me for a Diamondback Terrapin, you know what? That's a great question. Lone Wolf. I will go through and I will explain. So ornates, like I said, they're just inherently expensive, like plain and simple. So these all came from a very close friend of mine. I'm getting the female that actually produces them, and so this little one, this little male should be a male. You know, the less spotting a terrapin has, the more quote rare it is. This is like the definitely one of the nicer ones. Yes, he's got a lot of spotting, but he's just nicer looking. Sometimes they're dark and spotty. This one's nice and kind of blue. Apologies, I'm trying to get the camera to focus. See what I can do. So this one, like 600, 650 or so. And I just saw someone else that's charging a whole bunch now. All of a sudden, they have great flower backs and whatnot, but they're charging a lot. So this one, non-flower back, just a nice looking baby, like 600, 650 or so. Larger ones, maybe more. I'm trying to focus. I don't know why the camera won't focus, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Now it's focusing. So that's that. Oh, Fourth Doctor. Thank you so much. Chris and Kenan did a video on pet tubers and people that sell for profit. So they're a way to get these people off the streets. No animals should be neglected and abused. Do your research. Do your friggin' research. Do your research. Ask around. Ask people, hey, is this a good... If you message me and you say, hey, Dan, is this a good breeder? If it's someone in my DMs, I don't answer a lot of my DMs, but when I get a DM that's like, hey, is this a good breeder? And I know that they're not, I'll tell you, nah, I'd avoid them. In my opinion, I have to say that now, apparently. Is there a way to get these people off the streets? I wish. The best way to get them off the streets is by encouraging others and being patient. A lot of people want instant gratification. I want my turtle now. Wait, be patient. Make sure you get them from a good breeder. You gotta be patient. You gotta be patient and make sure that the person you're getting from is not doing sketchy stuff and is not a piece of garbage. And it's just wonky. It's a very here we're flipping the camera for this. It's a very dirty world. It is a very dirty world, and it breaks my heart because these are my favorite species ever, and it just breaks my heart that people want to try to make a living off them. Like, yeah, you can try, but I'm trying to make a living working with them, not from them, because then everyone starts cutting corners. Then people start mass producing and making all these crazy setups and trying all this wacky stuff just to try to get the most eggs and the most animals and reproduce them as quickly as you can and all that fun stuff and trying to make all kinds of crazy morphs. That does, in my opinion, not much for the species, not really. My end goal is a conservation center for education on the species, for hopefully local conservation efforts. I'm here in South Carolina, right on the coast, so there's plenty that I know that I can do to start helping. Like I said, being patient. Everyone wants their turtle. They want a website so they can order it now and get it just immediately. If you really care about the animals, you're gonna want to be patient. So like right now, I don't have any available because it's fall. How am I gonna? Or excuse me, it's spring. I lose track of time. How am I getting turtles right now? How would I be producing turtles? Doesn't make that much sense. I have one friend who's producing terrapins, but just because his females didn't brumate, and then they gave him surprise babies, different thing than, just people. I don't know. It's all kinds of nasty stuff. So sorry, that's my thumb so I can read comments. Yeah, Matt rocks. And I will have a giveaway again this year. It's one of my favorite things to do because I used to love giveaways. I used to be the guy on the other side of the screen watching, being like, I love those. I'll never have turtles like that. And now I have ornates out the butt, out the wazoo. I used to dream about these turtles. It's incredible, and I'm just very thankful for just everything that I have. And that's why I don't want to lose any integrity. I want to be who I am and not have to rely on the turtles for money. Yes, if I wanted to, I could probably get $900 for this turtle. Why would I do that when I have someone on my Patreon that's supporting me? I can cut them a break. I can make sure that it's going to a good home, and in my opinion, it's a total win-win. And I refuse to extort people, plain and simple. Diamondbacks, they can have the ridge on the shell, and others are smooth. Why is that? Some provide a basking area, some don't. I don't provide a basking area for the first, 3 or 4 inches. Once they hit about 4 inches, that's when I do. Also, different subspecies, the ornates have these big knobs on their back, and not other subspecies really kind of don't. Well, some do, but like Pileata, the Mississippis, I think they do. There we go. Let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. Always dreamed to, it's still my dream to raise and breed turtles. It's incredible. It's just right now financially a little unsustainable for me because I refuse to charge out the wazoo. Do you think it'd be better if people needed credentials or some sort if they're going to breed and sell pets? Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create a list of approved and good breeders that I trust and that I know are doing good things. But it's difficult because you think that people are good and then it just it turns all wonky real fast. Catch and release out in the bogs of turtles. That's awesome. Grant says, I wish I could breed and release. That's the best feeling ever. I agree entirely. But that's a whole conservation thing. That's a whole different thing. What I would like to do is get some eggs, rescue eggs, or eggs that, would otherwise be predated on by raccoons or crows or whatever, and then incubate them, make sure that the babies are looking good, and then release them like Chris Leone does up at the Garden State Tortoise up in Jersey. Hi, Marissa. I said hi, Marissa. Gotcha. Yes, that they sell the keychains. Could you do a turtle giveaway for people who aren't patron supporters? Theoretically, yes. But theoretically, yes. But will I'm not sure. Just because I try to... I feel like at that point, I don't know. I feel like it's a little unfair. For the people who support me, because I have a lot of people who support me and they're like, hey, I'm trying to get a turtle, or I want to get a terrapin, and then if I don't give them that early access, I don't know, I feel bad. I don't know. What's up, Logan? I will have your clip in probably next week's video. I had an emergency situation with a terrapin that got shipped to me. Totally unprecedented, all kinds of crazy stuff. So, but you will absolutely be in it. Yes, for sure. So, so ornate, 600, 700. I had some bigger ones that were a little more than that. It depends on if they're flowerback or not. We have the flipper babies. Last year I sold the siblings. That one was, $350 as babies because it's half ornate and half centrata, and because their shells are beautiful and they have just like this, I don't know, they're so pretty. They're black and white, real good looking, and because ornates are, higher value, I figure because it's half ornate, I do roughly half the price because it's only half, even though it might be prettier in some people's opinions. I really do like this one, but I don't have the space. So this one's going to a new home in like a week or two. As is that girl, the one that looked like Coco. Because my buddy, a very good friend of mine named Tony out of Washington, he's like, dude, I like her a lot. And I said, Tony, I have some other projects going on. She's all yours. We'll make that happen. And so we did. If me, Greg, Chris, Ken, and the other herp channels could work collectively on a conservation center, that'd be great. My goal is to do it. I've actually spoke with Greg. I was like, Greg, let's just get property. Let's just get some property. Let's make something happen. I'll run it. And we chatted about it. I would love to. I would absolutely love to. For me, I want to do a terrapin conservation center. Um, and also fourth doctor. The donations, I appreciate it so much because that goes literally directly into vet bills, especially this week. Um, how much would it cost for a regular and the cheapest terrapin I could get? Um, I don't like that. And I'll tell you why I don't really like that. Is because you have to be ready to spend, like I just said, I spent $1,000 at the vet for Urkel, who I got for nothing. You have to be willing to, um, you know, sometimes have a reservoir, at least have a little savings, which is what I had for, just in case I had situations like Urkel where I need to get them taken care of. And that's why I don't like, trying to spend. I get trying to spend as little as possible, but you're much better off spending an extra $100, $200, whatever it may be, on a nice, happy, healthy animal that is coming from a good, solid breeder than just getting the instant gratification. It's cheap. I'll get it right now off this website, and it dies in a week or two, or something like that. Or someone who won't work with you won't answer. I talk to everyone who's ever gotten a turtle from me. They send me updates, and it just warms my friggin' heart. Especially Chelsea. Shout out to Chelsea and Grace. Grace Sullivan. She got two flipper babies, and they're the most beautiful things. I am in love with the enclosure that she's made for them. She has a live stream on them. It just makes my heart happy. It makes my heart happy. Yeah. So a northern. I had a northern last year for $75, and shipping's anywhere from 45 to 65 ish. Of course, there's some places that are a little cheaper, a little more, but yeah, stuff like that. Thank you. Learn more about parrots. I also like this channel. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just, I don't like. You said I could probably never afford one. I'm gonna be honest, buddy. You just stick with it. If you love them, you truly love the species, you truly love it. Like you stick it out. Because I have amazing friends, amazing, incredible, amazing people who have given me a lot of my animals, and I am so beyond thankful for them. And it feels like yesterday that I was 12, sitting on the computer in the Diamondback Terrapins Facebook group, watching Lisa Lee post. Only select people are going to understand what I'm talking about. Posting baby ornates, and I'm gawking over them, and I'm like, oh, one day, one day, one day. And now, like, I've got like 3, 4, 5. I'm getting adults. It's incredible. It's crazy. Um, yeah, like 150 to 250 on average for terrapins. That's about right because concentrics will be a little more, anywhere from like 150 to 275 ish. Maybe not, and that's for like real nice ones. And then yeah. So that's about right. It totally depends. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate you chiming in. Yeah. It really depends, and I'll work with you too. So this woman Grace, I had two more flipper babies. I'm like, I need the space. I would prefer to have them go to a new home. And she's like, Dan, can you work with me a little if I get the both of them? Here's my setup. Here's what I got going on. And I was like, okay, beautiful setup. They're going to be well cared for. Cut a deal. And she has the most incredible, most beautiful setup. They're growing insanely fast. They're so insanely healthy. It makes, just makes my heart happy. Makes everything worth it. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. I can't even put it into words. It's awesome. I love it. It's great. It's why I love working with people. And when people show me that they truly love them and that, if I have the ability to, and that's also why I don't like to sell just for profit and whatnot, because I like to be able to do things like that. And when I see someone can really care for them, cut them a deal and do the giveaways and whatnot, which the lowest tier on Patreon's $1. So, and actually, I think the one year there was someone who just, shipping $1 for just the month, or longer would be much better if you can. But, and they'll win and get a little baby turt. So, I'm looking forward to it this year. A lot of people are afraid of talking about pricing and value and whatnot. I'm kind of not. I'm okay with it because it's a very important aspect of keeping these critters. And so I don't like that when these guys are flipping out. Sorry, it's just because I'm doing a water change and hunkering over them. Normally they're chill. You know, when the value keeps going up and is artificially driven up for no reason other than to profit, that encourages people to go out and poach them from the wild and then sell them en masse, which is exactly what happened. Google Dave Summers. Dave, I mean Dave, everyone knows how to spell Dave. Summers, Sommers. Google. Google that person. He's part of the reason that terrapin prices have gone back up because he was poaching, flooding the market. You increase the supply, and the price goes down. So now prices are going back up a little bit, but I'm hoping to have my conservation center have a solid place where you can get captive born, high quality little boogers, and work with local universities, wildlife sanctuaries, and apparently I'm becoming a friggin' rehab because I just got, like I said, I got that male concentric and he's in such rough shape. It's insane. And I guess, I don't know. I'm becoming my own vet. Guys, come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Watch this. Watch this. Actually, I don't want to show you too much of my house. That might be weird. Folks, watch this. All right, I have to watch the time because I do have to get to water changing and packing because I got to get out of here. Not too long. Folks, look at this. Sorry, I'm trying to flip the camera. We got the syringes, we got the other syringes, we got saline, we got turtle shell scrub, we got iodine, betadine, this, that. I have a whole bunch, oh my goodness, in my freezer. I've got a ton of medication and whatnot. So I'm becoming my own, like, just toss this right here. Gotta wash my hands. I'm becoming like my own vet, like my own rehab center, whatever. So it's just absolutely insane. But I'm happy to do it. I want to be a location when there's a big confiscation of a whole bunch of terrapins. Like I want to be able to be that center that they can go to. I'll talk more about the dream in a future video because I have taken the first steps to get there. But the rest falls on everyone else, on all you guys, on the channel being sustainable. There's a lot of people, like, I see like a lot of South Florida dudes, just no one in particular, and actually some of them are really nice, but like a lot of them just spend the money on more houses or like boats or like this and that when they have millions of views. Mine would go right to a conservation center. I don't want, like when I get extra money, you know what I do with it? Well, first of all, I save it, be responsible kids. Usually I put it back into the turtles. Care for them, bigger setup, bad new basking area, piece of driftwood, whatever it might be. It all goes back to them. My room is half turtles. I don't buy stuff for me usually. I have to struggle. My family's like, Dan, what do you want for Christmas? I would like a new filter. I would like an FX4. They're like, no, what do you want? Not what do the turtles want. I said, I want what the turtles want. I want to provide for them. They happy, me happy. So when turtles sick and dying, my brain go mushy. And that's why I didn't want to make a quote real video today. We understand. Yes, okay. Checking questions and whatnot. Okay. Radio Sliders loving her chin rub from time to time. Her shell scratch with an electric toothbrush. Never knew a shell could get itchy. It absolutely does sometimes. Sometimes they love it. They'll scooch their little butts back and forth and they enjoy it. Sorry, this thing is in the way. Baby maps are growing big. Perfect. Baby maps are awesome. Eastern and Southern painted. Kid from Joseph. Your kids have watched and learned from my channel. And you want to say thank you? Well, I say thank you. Thank you, Joseph. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Logan. There you are. Logan, I have an electric fence for alligators. I'm not too worried about them. I'm not too worried about them. Logan's grandparents live 2 doors down, and I was walking my pup for like one of the last times. That's sad. Sorry. And he's like, "Excuse me, you Dan the Turtle Man?" I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah." He's like, "Oh, I watch your channel and stuff." Was just the nicest freaking kid, so he'll be in next week's video. Just so sweet, very appreciative. But I'm just very appreciative of anybody that watches and supports me and all that fun stuff, because I've got a lot going on, and I have big friggin' dreams, and I'm not slowing down, no matter what. So I'm just trying to make it happen, make everything happen. If you guys have any other who's making noises? Any other last minute questions? I will take another like minute or two of questions, and then I'm gonna sign off so I can finish up these water changes, feeding, all that fun stuff. It's been 45 minutes. Goes by like that. You know, this is how long filming usually takes. But what floating plants are best for helping to keep the water clean? That depends. Some of them are difficult to keep in aquariums. For outdoors, water hyacinth, water lettuce, water sprite, duckweed even, if you're willing to let it get everywhere. Those do really well in their floating plants. Anacharis, whatever you want to call it, that does well. Hornwort does okay. I've never had luck with it. Guppy grass, Java moss, those can be floating and just kind of out. What is it called? Yeah, Anacharis, that stuff. It'll just grow roots and it can be floating and whatnot. Those do pretty well as well for filtering. Any plants really do pretty well for filtering. Water hyacinth, especially. Okay. Yes, Greg, you're right. I have glasses to look smart. It's 100% not because I ran out of contacts and have been too lazy to get more from Costco. That's what it is. I want free samples so bad. That their food is so good. I love Costco. New subscriber, thank you, just watching. Thank you, I love my turts. Radio slider named Mr. Turts. I love that. That's hilarious. Hydrangeas, those are pretty cool. Thoughts on using Reptisafe versus Seachem Prime? I've used them both. Have had never had problems with either of them. So I like the Reptisafe a little better, but never had issues with either of them. I think that the whole dechlorinator bad for turtles. I'm like, I don't know about that. They're like, there's chemicals in them. I'm like, did you know that there's chemicals in a banana? It's what makes a banana a banana. Stupid people. Infographics, Facebook groups. You guys should watch that video. That was one of my best. Michael, can you successfully house 2 male 1-year-old side necks in a 75-gallon? You might. Put some driftwood. Put some decorations. Keep a close eye on them. See what happens. You might, because I think side necks I don't think they're too sexually active, horny boogers, so they might be okay. But let's see. Take your shirt off next $25 sticker. Greg, just for you, I will take my shirt off on the next $25 sticker. You're ridiculous. Yes, parrot's feather. Sorry. Yes. Fourth Doctor, that floating plant is parrot's feather. Oh, please. I'll show you. I have some. Haha. It's actually just starting to grow now. Yeah. It's beautiful. And man, when it grows, it's so soft. It's like, that's why it's called parrot's feather. It's so soft. It feels so good when you feel it. Birds out here. All right, let's kick on some shoes, friends. Let's check it out. Parrot's feather. Oh my God, I love that stuff. Oh, patrons, if you want plants, I'll send you plants too. I figure that's a perk that I can just like include. Like, guys, talk to me. That's why I tell people to get on the Patreon. Even if it's the lowest tier, like I will answer, I answer because I'll work with whatever you want. Like, I don't know, just let me know. Here we go. Last question, UVB, bulb or bar light? I kind of like the bar light better. Okay, so check it out. Oh, hi, Jelly. You look so freaking pretty. Pretty boy. This is parrot's feather. It can, you know, it grows immersed like this. It starts to come up, but the roots and the stems usually stay in the water. But this is it. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. Hi, Jelly. Let me check on you. Let me check on you before I go on vacation. Yeah, you look awesome. Of course you do. That's most favorite turtles. He's a rock star. How's everyone in the pond? It's cold today. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're some unhappy campers out at the pond. Unhappy campers. A little too cold for everyone's liking out here. I agree with them. Sorry, friends. Sorry, turtles. Sorry. Hey! Trucks are being loud. Man. Okay, flipping the camera around. Come on, how do I do this? To be fair, I'm trying to flip the camera with my nose, so I don't use my dirty hand. Yes, Greg rocks. Greg is the snapping turtle man. Greg is one of my favorite people on the planet. Like, actually. Like, actually. I remember I'm talking about like sometimes there's problems with turtle people and blah 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 blah. Greg can do no wrong. Greg is the love of my life. I love that man. Him and Charlie are like Matt. Like I love them. Oh, they're good people. Anyways, apologies if the audio is cruddy. All right, we just hit 50 minutes. I'm sorry to do this. I must go, my friends, and I must continue getting soap off of my hands. I'm gonna finish washing. If there's any last questions that I happen to see before I'm done washing my hands, I'll answer it. Otherwise, we're outie. I gotta go finish packing. If, Greg, you said that glasses make me look smarter. I have transition lenses. I'm gonna get shot for that. I look like a friggin' nerd, dude. Not that if you have transition lenses, you're a nerd. I feel less confident with transition lenses. That's all. Help someone with a wildlife center because someone I knew took one from a bog. His ex didn't want it and was scared of it because she has a daughter. Yeah, people are afraid of turtles for no reason. We love it. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. My throat is very dry from speaking for almost an hour. I have some very big plans. The dream is the Terrapin Conservation Center, and I will get there, and I'm not stopping. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Fourth Doctor, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate all the super chats and stuff. Like, that's going right to turtle food and vet bills. Literally. Thoughts on a baby Reeves with a baby and it has 60 on heavily planted. Don't fill it up too much. Heavily planted, don't fill it up too much. Sometimes less is more with baby turtles. You know, wait until they get 2, 3, 4 inches till they're good swimmers. Then you fill it up the rest of the way. For a 60-gallon tank, I'd fill it about 4 or 5 inches. Put a whole bunch of fake plants, UVB, maybe a little driftwood. They should do great. That would make a fat spotted turtle video. Now I want to do that. Stop giving me ideas. I love you all. See you in the next one. How to end